Welcome back to another journey into America's forgotten food history. Today, we're opening the lunchboxes of the 1950s to rediscover school lunches that millions of children once enjoyed, but that have almost completely disappeared from cafeterias today. In the years after World War II, school lunches reflected the values of the era: simple ingredients, homemade cooking, nutrition, and affordability. Cafeteria workers prepared many meals from scratch, and local farms often supplied fresh milk, vegetables, and meat. These lunches may seem unusual by modern standards, but they helped shape a generation. Number 10. Creamed chipped beef on toast. One of the most common school lunches during the early 1950s was creamed chipped beef served over thick slices of toasted bread. The dish combined dried salted beef with a creamy white sauce made from butter, flour, and milk. Schools favored it because dried beef lasted a long time in storage and could feed hundreds of students at very little cost. Children often nicknamed the meal with funny slang names. But despite the jokes, it was filling, warm, and packed with protein. During colder months, cafeteria kitchens prepared huge trays of this comforting meal, usually serving it alongside buttered peas or steamed carrots. For many baby boomers, the smell of chipped beef simmering in cream instantly brings back memories of noisy lunchrooms filled with metal trays and milk bottles. Number 9. Salmon loaf with cream sauce. Long before chicken nuggets became a cafeteria favorite, salmon loaf appeared regularly on school menus across America. Canned salmon was mixed with breadcrumbs, eggs, onions, and seasonings before being baked into large loaves. After slicing, cafeteria workers covered each piece with a mild white cream sauce. While many modern students might hesitate to try it, salmon loaf was considered both nutritious and economical. It provided healthy protein and important vitamins while making good use of affordable canned seafood. It was commonly paired with mashed potatoes, green beans, and applesauce. Schools believed serving fish at least once a week encouraged balanced nutrition and healthy growth. Number 8. Liver and onions with mashed potatoes. Perhaps one of the most controversial lunches of the decade, liver and onions appeared frequently because nutrition experts praised liver as one of the healthiest foods available. Rich in iron and vitamins A and B, it was recommended for growing children. Cafeteria cooks pan-fried slices of beef liver with caramelized onions before serving them alongside creamy mashed potatoes and buttered vegetables. Some children loved the rich flavor, while many secretly traded portions with classmates. Regardless of opinions, the meal reflected the era's belief that health mattered more than personal preference. Number 7. Scalloped ham and potatoes. Scalloped ham and potatoes represented the perfect example of stretching leftovers into a satisfying meal. Thin slices of potatoes were layered with diced ham and covered in a creamy cheese sauce before being baked until golden brown. Schools often prepared enormous casserole dishes capable of feeding hundreds of students at once. The meal was inexpensive, filling, and easy to portion onto trays. Fresh rolls and seasonal vegetables completed the lunch, making it one of the cafeteria's most dependable comfort foods. Number 6. Macaroni with stewed tomatoes. Today's macaroni is usually associated with cheese, but many 1952nd schools served macaroni mixed with slow-cooked stewed tomatoes instead. The tangy tomato flavor blended surprisingly well with tender pasta, creating a simple yet satisfying dish. Some cafeterias added small amounts of ground beef, while others kept it completely vegetarian. Served with buttered bread and cold milk, it reflected an era when meals focused on basic pantry staples rather than processed convenience foods. The bright red tomatoes also added valuable vitamins to children's diets, something nutrition planners carefully considered when designing weekly menus. These forgotten lunches remind us that school cafeterias once looked very different from today's fast food-inspired menus. Meals were prepared with practicality in mind, using affordable ingredients that delivered nourishment instead of novelty. Although many of these dishes have faded from memory, they tell an important story about post-war America, family values, and the evolution of school nutrition. Now, it's time to uncover the remaining 5 meals that generations of baby boomers remember with equal parts nostalgia and surprise. These lunches reflected a time when school cafeterias emphasized homemade cooking, seasonal ingredients, and balanced nutrition over convenience foods. Every tray told a story about post-war America, where feeding children healthy, affordable meals was considered a national priority. Number 5. Tuna Noodle Casserole. One of the most beloved cafeteria classics was Tuna Noodle Casserole. Large baking pans were filled with egg noodles, canned tuna, cream sauce, peas, and breadcrumbs. Before being baked until the top turned golden brown, this comforting dish was inexpensive and easy to prepare in massive quantities, making it a favorite among school cooks. Canned tuna provided affordable protein, while peas added color and nutrition. Every serving was usually accompanied by buttered bread and a carton of cold milk. Although many children didn't appreciate it at the time, tuna noodle casserole became one of the defining tastes of school lunches throughout the 1950s and remained popular well into the following decades. Number 4. Stuffed bell peppers. Colorful stuffed green peppers regularly appeared on cafeteria menus during harvest season. Fresh bell peppers were filled with a mixture of seasoned ground beef, rice, onions, tomatoes, and herbs before being baked until tender. The filling absorbed the sweet flavor of the peppers, creating a balanced meal packed with vegetables, grains, and protein. Schools valued the recipe because it made excellent use of local produce while providing complete nutrition in a single serving. Although many students carefully picked apart the peppers to eat only the filling, cafeteria workers proudly served the dish as one of their healthiest homemade meals. Number 3. Rice pudding with cinnamon. Not every forgotten school lunch was a main course. Rice pudding often appeared as a warm dessert that completed the meal. Made from rice, milk, sugar, eggs, vanilla, and a sprinkle of cinnamon, was slow cooked until creamy and smooth. Cafeteria workers prepared enormous kettles of pudding early in the morning so it would be ready by lunchtime. The dessert was comforting, affordable, and made from ingredients every school already had in storage. For many students, the sweet aroma of cinnamon drifting through the cafeteria remains one of their strongest childhood memories. Number 2. Vegetable beef soup with homemade cornbread. Before frozen pizzas and packaged snacks became common, many schools served homemade vegetable beef soup prepared from scratch. Large stock pots simmered for hours with beef, potatoes, carrots, celery, onions, tomatoes, corn, and cabbage. The soup was rich, hearty, and especially popular during cold winter months. Thick slices of homemade cornbread accompanied every bowl, giving students a filling lunch that kept them satisfied throughout the afternoon. Many schools even used leftover vegetables from previous meals, reducing waste while creating nutritious soups that changed slightly every week depending on seasonal ingredients. Number 1. Peanut butter and honey sandwich with homemade vegetable soup. Long before individually packaged lunch kits existed, one of America's simplest school lunches combined peanut butter and honey sandwiches with homemade vegetable soup. Thick slices of fresh bread were spread generously with creamy peanut butter and sweet honey instead of jelly, creating a sandwich rich in energy and protein. Alongside it came a steaming bowl of vegetable soup made from fresh carrots, potatoes, onions, celery, beans, and tomatoes. The combination was inexpensive, nutritious, and easy for schools to prepare in large quantities. Fresh apples, bananas, or seasonal fruit often completed the tray, while every student received a bottle or carton of milk. This humble meal perfectly represented the practical, wholesome philosophy that defined 1952's American school cafeterias. Conclusion: looking back, these forgotten school lunches reveal far more than old recipes. They tell the story of an era when cafeterias cooked from scratch, relied on local ingredients, and focused on nourishing children with balanced meals rather than highly processed foods. While some dishes may seem unusual today, they reflected the values, economy, and nutritional knowledge of post-war America. Many former students still remember these lunches with nostalgia because they represent friendships, classroom memories, and simpler times. Which of these forgotten school lunches surprised you the most? Have you ever tasted any of these classic cafeteria meals, or did your parents or grandparents tell you about them? Share your memories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into America's forgotten food history, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another fascinating trip into the past. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.